Ladies and gentlemen, good evening to you. It's Monday night here at SimRace South Africa. My name's Alan Patterson. I'm in the commentary booth for this legendary coverage of the first round of the simLegends series from Kyalami. And together in the booth with me tonight is my good friend Sas van der Westhuizen. Sas, how's it?
Hello, Alan. Hello, everybody. I'm doing quite fine, thanks tonight. Really excited about this. I was saying earlier on the Discord that these cars are a little, well, not a little, maybe a lot before my time. So I'm quite excited experiencing what they're like.
Excellent.
In these races.
Okay.
Already seen a lot of sideways action during practice.
Exactly. Yep. No, they do look fantastic. We've done our best to try and assimilate the usual Highveld weather. So we're sitting here amongst a lot of cloudy cloud cover, and you will be hearing some live thunder as we go through the two races this evening.
Yeah, I think some people say like they've reported some drops falling on their windscreens. Not that the wetness on the track really has much of an effect, but I think it's going to make for quite a nice spectacle tonight.
Yeah, here comes some thunder, and there you go. So if you guys can let us know if everything sounds good on the YouTube channel. Ryan, you there? Good. George, buddy, how are you, man? Cornate Wibberholzer. Tommy Leary Moss is there, Janine Zandberg, James Stroud, good evening. Sean Bingham, Mr. Geldenays, Melvin Goes, welcome everybody.
I see Ryan posting nice thunder emojis there in chat.
I saw that. Hopefully you guys heard that. Right, we are officially now going into the overtime. There's our awesome looking pace cars. Look at that. Fiat, what are they? Topolinos, I think.
Something like that.
Cool. Ryan asking for a notch up on the game volume, so stand by. That should be good. And everybody is piling out the pits. First out on the track, Adrian Null. It's a little bit brighter, as you can see. Afternoon time, I'm not too sure. Actually, I am. I beg your pardon. As they've just started quali, we're going to go and have a look at the weather quickly. So it's a 4 p.m. afternoon Johannesburg Highveld thunderstorm. As we all know, it's 22 degrees. You can see light thunderstorm all around. Temperatures 21 degree low, high 23, rain 5% chance and a bit of wind. Track temperatures high of 27 and low of 25. And I'll quickly just cover the track map. We're at the legendary, the original old Kyalami. This labeling isn't 100% right, but up at the top is the kink, not the king, but the kink. The long straight over the start finish line down to Crowthorne, then Barbecue, Yuxkay, into Sunset Clubhouse, the SEs, and up to Leeuwkop near the prison, and then back down the long straight past around the kink and over the start finish line. Good. Okay, go Sus.
I must say that this track initially confused me a little when I was looking at it.
Yeah.
I didn't really know what the layout of the track looked like back in its heyday.
Okay.
Not that Kyalami is out of its heyday. It's still an amazing track, but it's really mind-boggling how much they kind of moved the center of the track.
Yeah.
Today it's all developed. It's a fully developed area. People live there if I look at the maps correctly. So unfortunately, I don't think it's something we'll ever be able to experience, but through the magic of sim racing, we can.
Yes. Okay, so basically, yeah, there was a lot of politics in the 80s, and property developers got involved, and the track got sold. And here at Crowthorne, as you can see, we're watching Ryan Skywalker throw this Corvette around. This is the old part of the track that no longer exists. This is just a bunch of business warehouses. The new Kyalami turns left at the top of Leeuwkop and then goes back down to Crocodiles and down the mine shaft. But this, I grew up at this track in Johannesburg in the 70s and 80s, and I do remember it very fondly, and that's why I was specifically looking very forward to watching this. And these cars are certainly looking the part as we're watching Ryan literally go all the way around the track sideways. And there's some thunder and lightning for you.
I do see Ryan mentioning in chat, asking if you can turn up the volume one notch.
No, I did that. That was just now already. So you can give me an update on it now. What we're going to quickly do with 11 minutes and 22 seconds, we're going to go to the usual onboard video, kindly provided by our friend Nick Hodgson. So bear with us and we'll go and run that quickly.
Right, hello everybody and welcome to a onboard qualifying lap in the Porsche 911 RSR 1974 around Kyalami 1967. This of course the first track for our simLegends series here at SimRace SA. Pretty short lap, has to be said. You need quite long gear ratios. These cars, as we go over the start finish line, need a fair amount of tail wagging to get the best out of them, but let's see how we do. Pretty much on the limiter, fifth gear, just braking before the two board there, down into third, get the car out a little bit, yes, nice little opposite lock, and off we go. Could have possibly got the exit there a little bit better. Lift off very slightly for this second corner to be flat out for as long as possible. Flat through here, no worries. Use as little amount of steering input as you possibly can manage. Going down to third gear for this right-hander. Again, you want to unsettle the car somewhat, get on the power early and power out. Looking into what I think is the hardest corner on the track. Third gear, turn in hard, ride that understeer and use all of the exit to get the best possible line. Turning through this chicane section with the downhill and back up the other side is a fantastic feeling when you get it right. And speaking of right, last right corner of the track. Second gear is very slightly better on acceleration, but you've got to get it absolutely spot on, otherwise it will be slower out the corner. And as we start to look to cross the start finish line, we're going to come across the line for a 1 minute 24.383.
Thanks very much, Nick, for that enlightening video. And right, so we're back, we're done. You've seen what it looks like to go around Kyalami. We've got just under 9 minutes left of quali for the first round. We're running 2 races tonight, I believe, Sas?
Yes, 2 heats of I think 20 minutes each. And second heat will be the top 10 reverse grid, as we do standard with the SimTC series as well.
Excellent, excellent. Right, so YouTube, good evening. Rainier Leach is there shouting for the family, James and James Senior. Lisa Marie de Bod shouting for Adrian, Neil Berger, how's it, buddy? And Vimpy de Beers, they also part of the Leach Racing crew. So great to have you guys here and joining us. Karen,
Neil,
yes, go.
I think I must agree with Neil. I also wasn't 100% aware that this is a drifting series. So it's I was just telling you while we were watching the video, I didn't realize that these cars were so stupidly fast. 270 kilometers an hour in what I would assume is basically just a tin can. It's instant death if you if you veer off the road. And even worse, this series is special in that we're trying to bring out that H-pattern shifter madness.
Yes.
So there is no auto clutch in this. All of the drivers are required to work the clutch while they're shifting. Yeah. So it's bringing a whole different skill set here, and I'm just amazed that going that speed in a sim, I get scared. I can't even imagine what the Oaks were thinking back in the day.
Yeah, they were brave men back then. Seriously, as we're watching Adrian Nel drift his 911 through sunset, currently on a 124.3, and he's up on his delta, as you can see or he was until he went sideways, but he's having a lot of fun.
It looked like there was a cheeky Scandi flick in there somewhere.
I did see that. All right, he's very close to his delta. We'll watch him as he goes up the hill towards Leeuwkop. This corner and area name because of also the Leeuwkop prison just to the left of the corner behind those trees. And now onto the long straight. In its original form, I recall this was 1.6 kilometers long.
That's a mile.
That's long.
That's not drag strip length. That's way more.
Exactly. Right, just up ahead of Nel is James Leach. In the Polyfact, this is the Gello Racing Porsche 911, and I actually saw this car live at Kyalami. So, way to go, James, for getting to drive this car around the track once again.
Yeah, I think something we didn't mention earlier is that everybody is running a classic livery.
Yes.
To create an authentic experience, people would either send bribes or whatever. I'm not sure what arrangement Ryan had with people, but they pick out one of the liveries that's provided with this mod.
That's it.
And I think it really sells the spirit of this series.
You got some lightning.
Leach running there deep.
Did you hear the thunder there?
I don't think the thunder is sinking on both sides,
okay.
But I'm hearing massive thunderclaps every now and again.
Yeah, good. Okay.
So it's making me think I need to take off my headphones because it has been raining for the past few days. I think even more than a week. Just hearing thunder throughout the day.
Right, so let's quickly go through the cars. Up at the top, at the moment, it looks like the Porsches are dominating. So we've got Adrian Nel, a 124.3, and it looks like he's slowing down at the end of the straight just before Crowthorne. Here he comes, letting some faster traffic by. So Adrian Nel in his Porsche, second James Leach in the Gello Racing 911. Philip Minnar is third place, currently in the pits in the De Tomaso Pantera. Fourth place, Waldo Swiggers. Waldo Swiggers up to an awesome fourth place, also in another Porsche, the Toblerone liveried Porsche. Fifth, a man Wesley Farrant in the Nissan S2000. This car is one of the is the equivalent GT Tourer from the Japanese series. I don't recall seeing it ever race at Kyalami, but an awesome six-cylinder nonetheless. Sixth place, Marco Grassa in another one of the De Tomaso Panteras. These were amazing cars, and I was also lucky enough to go around in one of those way back when. Seventh place, Ryan Skywalker in the big V8 Corvette.
I'm trying. I need to go find what he named his Corvette.
Wow! I mean, just listen to the stars and stripes.
It roars.
You gotta love that. Ninth place, Dirk Brand, also in a 911, and this is the original proper Brumos Racing Porsche 911. This was the beginning of Brumos Racing in the 70s, and the legendary color scheme, the red and blue color scheme of their cars as they went through the years. Ninth place, Hein van Niekerk in another Porsche. It looks like a clone of the John Player Special color scheme. It is, in fact, a JPS colored Porsche. So that theoretically should have been Dirk Brand's car then. 10th place, Bjorn Buchner in a Gulf liveried Porsche 911. So, yep, everyone's in Porsches here. 11th, Matthew Boy. He's in one of the older Porsches, the Porsche 908, I think. As he goes wailing down the main straight with 2.5 minutes to go. Nell's still up at the top of the boards, 124.3, Sas.
Sorry, I quickly went to go track it down.
Okay.
Ryan Skywalker named his car Mandy.
Mandy.
He was talking about being nice to her so that he can get some some fast laps in for Kyalami. Oh, but that's a monster that just roars by.
It does, totally. Right, so an update. This Porsche, the Golf Porsche of Bjorn Buchner, he's running the 73 version, 1973 Porsche 911. Everybody else is in the 1974 version, just FYI.
Ah, okay.
So that's the difference there.
I'm not sure if I didn't have a chance to go and look through all of the race numbers tonight. I do know that Dirk Brandt is actually in his racing number.
Yeah.
And it's one of the many cars that he bases his liveries on.
Good.
The tribute liveries that he makes.
Right, and in 12th place, one of the first of the whaling 3-litre CSLs, which became infamously known as the Batmobiles. What a sound, going flat out down the long Kyalami straight. Brett Crocomp the quickest. 13th is Bradley Taylor in the proper works black BMW 3-litre CSL. This is the car that Balin X drove at Kyalami. 15th place. Sorry, sir.
I did see Mark Hennebury move up to 11th.
Oh, you're right. Let's jump up there. And Mark is in one of the Ford Capri. These are the 3-litre RS versions. And Dieter Klemser and Jochen Must drove this car, as well as Stommelin at Kyalami. I don't think they've got the right engine tone to this model, but we can fix that for future reference.
Yeah, it's something I think the mod creators spend a lot of time on, but sometimes they maybe just don't get it quite right.
Yeah.
But we can still look into that.
Yeah, got to modify that. That's a 6-cylinder. It's got to sound similar to the BM. We watch Ronald Charles in 15th. I've got to move here. We're running out of time. Gerard Nemand is in the pits. I can't tell you what he's in. So is Peter Krobler at the moment. Here comes Dani van Rooyen in a Capri, chasing one of the big works BMWs. And there we go, looking at some cars in the pits. Alright, so overtime is up. We're going on board with Adrian Null, who's going through Clubhouse in his Porsche, currently up on his Delta. So if he continues here, he should improve in his lap time.
Hopefully he'll at least put on a new set of tackies.
Definitely.
For the race. He's been driving them hard in this quali session.
Yeah. One of the major optical changes you can see in the 74 Porsche is the whale tail on the back of it. The 73 version just had the little turned up lip on the rear end. But clearly the Porsches are very happy around Kyalami, and there's a good couple of as the lightning hammers down here next to us. Wow.
Does look like Adrian doesn't improve, but he still had a very good run. That was a respectable time.
The fastest BMW I saw there, I think, was Brett Crocomp or Ronald Childs, 14th or 15th, Melvin. So we'll have to see now in the race. Trust me, I'm also a BM fan, so I'm going to be looking for them. But let's wait for the start here. And this is going to be a standing start, not a rolling start. And a lovely lineup of cars. We have 24, I count 25, I think. If Francois Erasmus is here.
The tower is showing 24.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Francois Erasmus is on, but he didn't connect in time, I don't think. All right, there we go. No, we don't want to see our little Fiat Topolino. We want to see the grid. All right, just let the timing screen sort itself out quickly. Okay, finally found a camera to show all of the cars. So, 1 minute to go from here, and as you can see, it's two Porsches, followed by two De Tomasa Panteras, then a Porsche, then the Corvette, then the first Nissan, then the first BMW, then three more Porsches, a Capri, the Porsche 908, and further back another two BMWs, one's flashing its lights at us. The Golf Porsche of Bjorn Buchner, as you can see down at on the right hand side, all the way down to the back. Awesome sight, awesome lineup of cars. 30 seconds to go. If you look on the horizon there, you can see the Leeuwkop Castle, the Leeuwkop prison at least. Very well known and infamous prison.
Yeah, it's interesting run up that they have here. Very, very long straight.
Very
so
long.
hopefully everybody can settle down and get ready for turn 1.
Oh yes. Here we go.
Oh, lights are starting.
Enjoy, people.
All red.
Green,
And away
there we
they go.
Oh, the
Philip
Detomasa
Minnaar
gets
has
a
a
bit...
really bad start
Yeah.
there. This just shows that, like, pulling away with the clutch, that's a difficult task to get right.
Exactly.
Oh, it looks like they're almost 4
the
abreast.
Detomasa. Oh, the Detomasa going around the outside. So we got Grasser. Really? Nell back in the lead in the Porsche. Grasser in his Detomasa with Leach in his Porsche up the inside now, and Skywalker in the big throbbing Chev Corvette coming through as they go through Barbecue and Yuxka. We'll go to come on camera. Oh, there we go. Oh, there's a little bit of contact here at Sunset, and Skywalker has just T-boned Ferrant and possibly Swiggers. Car's fixed. Yes, there it goes. There was a little bit of sideways motion.
Still early in the race though.
Still, Bjorn Buchner sideways in his Porsche as they go through Clubhouse. Wow. What a sight. Oh, there's another car off. It's the Porsche 908. I think that is Phillips.
I'm not quite sure what happened there. It looked like somebody had a tank slapper and they accidentally tapped them.
Who was it?
On the rear.
Yeah, it was Phillips. Okay. So, back up to the straight, and Null is on his way with James Leach hard, chasing him hard. Marco Grasser in 3rd place in his Detomaso. Over the hill, under the bridge, and down the long straight towards Crowthorne. This camera view is terrible. Now, this one's better. Okay. As we watch them carry a lot of pace, here comes another Thunder. Null coming out in 1st place, Leach 2nd, Grasser 3rd. Philip Minnaar is up into 4th, chasing Grasser. So the 2 Detomasos. And then in 5th place.
They're up there.
But they are.
Grasser had a really, really good start. Just unfortunate that he couldn't keep it together to hold on to that position. But he is still fighting hard to get back on the tail of James Leach there.
He is. We're just going to go to I've got a replay of that opening session actually. We just see if that recorded. Oh yes, the Corvette hit the Porsche and the Porsche hit the Nissan. It was all a big mess up there, but all good. It's going to happen. So glad everyone's running again.
Yeah, luckily it's Kyalami. Kyalami is also quite wide, so there is space that everybody can give one another. And
yeah. So I've got to make a bit of noise here for one of our international visitors, Senna Stoffmel, who is hammering around here in 8th place in the big Silkat Jaguar. This is the XJ12S, the 2-door coupe version, which ran in the UK series under the Broadspeed liveries, but this has been done up as the Silkat Jag that raced in Le Mans. He's doing very well and up into 8th place.
He's a Belgian visitor, if I remember correctly.
I think so, yes.
So it's exciting seeing some internationals also gaining interest here.
Wow, behind him, Grobler, Buchner. The Jag and the Capri going side by side as they go through Barbecue and Yuxka. Doesn't that look fantastic? Here comes some thunder.
Oh, 12th position. Ryan Skywalker really on the back of Grobler there.
12th, yep. Yeah, they all are. There's a whole bunch. It's the ball, and there's a bit of contact, and I think Ryan's hit the back of the Capri of Grobler. And now there's more contact. The Brumos Porsche is involved, and Swiggers Varant comes through in the Nissan. So he got turned around early. Here comes the whole pack catching up. The Corvette is running slow, waiting for him to get by, and he does get on by. But I think there's some damage with the one. Capri, Krobler. Yeah, Peter Krobler's disconnected. He shouldn't have done that.
He did reverse right onto the racing line. That was maybe the panic of trying to get out of the way.
Yeah, but don't disconnect. I mean, you could have got to the pits and fixed the car.
Yeah.
Pity. Okay, up at the front. Lead change. Nell, Leach, Grasser, first, second and third. This is very close here. Well, I beg your pardon. It's actually Leach, Grasser and Minnar. Null is up the road by 4 seconds.
Null is putting daylight between himself and James Leach there.
Yeah.
But I think James is really under pressure here with both Philip and Grasser right on his tail, waiting to strike if he makes a mistake.
Ooh, running very deep there. We'll sit. We'll go to in cockpit with Philip Minnar, looking up ahead at the De Tomaso and the flashing of lightning and thunder as they go up the hill towards Leeuwkop. Oh, there you can see it.
So much going on there. Ooh, did James maybe make a bit of a mistake? Looked like he ran a bit wide there.
No, he's good by the looks of things as we follow the two De Tomasos as they go through the kink. This is a flat out kink up the hill here towards the pit, going past race control commentators.
Grasser
getting
a past there.
Yeah, great draft up the straight, and he goes up into second place. Great overtake. Leach braking very hard and locking up his front right, but he's next to each other. We go to the chase camera and Grasser goes ahead into second, but Leach is not having any of it as we watch them go through Barbecue and Yutska.
Yeah, no, he's definitely putting up the pressure there. It's going to be a tough race for him, especially with Philip behind him as well. But they're very evenly matched, it seems here. I can't remember. I think the Pantera might be slightly faster on a straight line. That might be wide. James running very deep there.
Grasser getting sideways, and James took advantage and went up the inside. Took the apex and some, and bounces now off the apex of the bottom of the Essies, and Grasser's now up next to him, up to Leeuwkop. Grasser now has the inside apex and goes back into second. There's a little bit of contact, and Leach just taps the back of the Pantera. That allows Minnar now to get a drive and come past Leach, and they're all together at the kink.
It does mean Leach will be able to sit in their draft and maybe capitalize down the main straight here.
Yeah, he's going to have to hang on and just keep his nose clean and chase the two De Tomasos. They have huge top end, but I think the Porsches
is back. I saw him pulling out of the pits.
Excellent,
just now.
You're right. There he is in 24th. There he comes. Great stuff. Well done, Mr. Krobler.
He might have wanted to jump to pits and accidentally clicked exit or something like that.
Either that or he had a mechanical an equipment issue and had to get out and come back in.
That might have been the case as well.
Okay, Dawes. Let's go and see what's going on just a bit back. Dylan Dawes goes into 6th place in the little flat Porsche 908. He's just past Taylor, Bradley Taylor in the black BMW 3-litre CSL. Just behind him, we've got Mark Henneberry in a recovery with the Caprice.
Taylor running. What's happening there? That looked like lag issues from Bradley Taylor.
We weren't watching. We were on the Caprice, but all right, he's back on the. I agree. His name went black, so possibly he had a fast disconnect or a big net lag there. Matthew Boy and Dylan Dawes. Oh, it's all going on, people. I'm struggling to the two Porsches here, side by side through the Essies. Oh, he's gone wide. He's hit the apex. Matthew Boy going past Dylan Dawes.
Oh, getting that car so sideways.
Matthew Boy having a lot of fun out there in that little 105 Porsche. And
those tires must be cooking.
Exactly. And the big BMW is coming. This is Krocump in the big wailing BMW. He's all over the back of these Porsches. Oh, they're three abreast. Oh, there's contact on the main straight. Oh, that's going to be bad. Oh dear, that
it looked like Wesley Ferrand.
Yeah, that's Wesley Ferrand in the Nissan. He's just been caught up in that. Oh dear. Oh, and it's now all going off at the end of the straight. These Porsches are spinning. Oh, the BM's gonna... Oh, he goes into the back of the Porsche. That... Oh, Brumo's Porsche is looking very second-hand now. Wesley Ferrand gets going, but he's down in 17th. Let's go back to Krocump.
He makes the move on Matthew Boy.
He does. Matthew Boy's fishtailing all over Sunset.
He was cooking those tires too much. That's what's happening.
We're 10 minutes into this race and the guys are still going sideways. Let's just have a look and see if we got any of that replay. Down the main straight, here they come, and you can see the Nissan spinning. It spins across the traffic. We do flick back to it, I think. Oh, and then there's just commotion and Porsches everywhere. The BMW can't brake and drives into the back of the Porsche. Oh. Okay, well, I'm sure everyone's going. Let's catch our breath here. Sus with just under 10 minutes. Null out in the lead.
And he's running away.
7 seconds.
He can now... I think he can now start relaxing. What's lap time? 1 minute and 25 seconds. So that's still, I think, 7 laps left. He can afford to lose about a second a lap.
Grasser and Leach are still going at each other. Grasser was in the grass through Barbecue and Yukske. Leach has fallen back in behind in 4th place as they come through Sunset and down to Clubhouse. And there goes Leach again sideways with the Gello Porsche, and he seems to get through Clubhouse quite quickly, even though he's pretty sideways.
Well, somebody was saying like these cars tend to go slightly faster by broadsiding them a bit. Don't overdo it, but I'm not sure why they just like it.
Got you.
I am noticing in the logs that Grasser did get a cut warning for that. Well, I think he got a cut warning for that. So hopefully he can keep it together and not wander so far off track to risk a drive-through this late in the race.
Cool. We're currently sitting in the car in the passenger seat with James Leach as we do 270 something kilometers an hour down the straight. Hard braking here into Crowthorne, looking up ahead at Gruss in the Pantera, flames spewing out of the Cosworth V8. They get round 2 gear changes and then flat out back down to a Barbecue, through the dip where the Barbecue Yukske River used to run, and then up through the Yukske sweep. And coming now towards the legendary Sunset, which at 5, 6 in the afternoon, the sun is setting right in front of your eyes there above those grandstands and you can't see a thing. Now hard braking.
Trusting.
Yes.
Trusting you know the track.
Oh, there's some more thunder and lightning as he goes through a Clubhouse, short straight down to the first left SEs, then hard right, second SEs, and then up the steep hill towards Leeuwkop, and it is steep. This is the reverse of the mine shaft in the olden days. Through Leeuwkop, which is a very fast third gear, and then onto this long straight, and another lap under his belt as he follows Grasser around the track.
Grasser does look like he's pulling away slightly now. I'm wondering, somebody was saying like some of these cars have it's like they only have a tin can for a brake disc there. Struggling to get the car to stop. Grasser locks up there.
You. Okay, jumping back down to 9th place, Bjorn Buchner in the older of the Porsches. This is the one with the little turn up and not the whale tail. And he's looking at Stoffmeer up ahead in the XJ12, under braking. The Jag is not good on brakes. Neither is this Porsche by the looks of things, but they're getting around Crowthorne very wide, and Crocump in the big 3-litre CSL BMW is chasing them down. Further back, we've had a position change here with Swiggers and Dawes. Oh, Dylan Dawes is in the wars. Excuse that, I'm a poet and didn't know it. He's back on in his Porsche 908 at Crowthorne, having turned it around there, and we see Wesley Ferrand coming through in the Nissan. And let's go a little bit further back. Our man Dirk Brunt down in 19th place in the Brumos car, and the Ryan Skywalker in the big 5-litre V8 Chev Corvette as he appears into sunset sideways.
I didn't see a nose behind
No.
Dirk there. I saw the tail of the car.
I did. I saw the door handle. That's unbelievable. Skywalker is definitely having a lot of fun. And he throws it into the Essies as we see Dirk Brandt right up behind Shiraz Dada in his BMW. Dirk Brandt in the Brumos Racing Porsche. It's got a little bit...
look like he's got the drive now.
Yeah, no, he's got a good pull as they go onto the start-finish, long start-finish straight. They're next to each other. We'll go to helicopter view and watch the performance of the BM versus the Porsche as they come up the hill towards the... and look at the Corvette chasing them down.
Oh.
The Corvette's going to get to Crowthorne before all of them. Oh, he's lifted yesterday.
I think it's the Corvette is one of the cars that really struggles on the brakes, if I remember
Totally,
correctly.
but jeepers. Now he went into the pits and he's coming out the pits. That was weird.
I have no idea what just happened there.
Nor do I. We saw him coming into Crowthorne and then we saw him coming through the pit lane. Okay, well, he's going nonetheless. Krobler is back, as you say. Peter Krobler in the Glamsa Capri, the orange and silver car. And let's have a look. Here's James Leach Senior. This is also familiar looking. The Valiant liveried car, the turquoise, pink and orange car, the Porsche 911.
Does look like he's not driving that car as hard as he should be.
Agreed. Right, so 3.5 minutes left. Let's go back up to the sharp end of the stick and see what's going on here. Oh, big thunder here, as you can hear. Whippy Whip on the YouTube saying spooky, and the Jovan Urs going go LLC. Marco Grassa and James Leach, as we can see them, are next to each other again. Oh, now Marco Grassa's had a problem, as has James, and they both spin into Clubhouse. And all of a sudden, here comes Hein van Niekerk.
That's a costly mistake to make.
There was a big costly slide. Hein van Niekerk now next to James Leach. James Leach does take hold fourth through the Essies, but Hein van Niekerk is driving the car cleaner than these two. I think James Leach got a little bit distracted by Marco Grassa going sideways, and they both got sideways.
A sympathy crash there.
Yeah, exactly.
Or a sympathy spin. I'm not sure if they actually went into the barriers.
Matthew Boy is having an incident here. He is stuck in the sand between Clubhouse and the Essies, and waiting for traffic to come past, and now pulls away and gets going. He's just dropped about 6 positions and is rolling again in the Porsche as we go back up to Hein van Niekerk with 2 minutes left, so approximately
2 laps maybe?
2 laps, yeah, that's about right. So Nell looks like he's got a flag win start to finish, but it's not over here for second place.
Oh, definitely. And it also now means in 10th position, Waldo Swiggers, he is going to be on
Oh yes,
pole.
100%. Waldo Swiggers in the very favoured 10th position. So Waldo's going to be starting in pole if he can stay there for the next two laps. Brett Krokamp, 8th place in his orange BMW, just ahead of Bjorn Buchner. Oh, I love these BMWs. I've always been a BMW fan, and these just, yeah, they're amazing. Okay, Wesley Ferrand bumping up a position in 13th place in his Nissan.
I think somebody had a disconnect.
Oh, did they? Okay. Stoffmeal sideways in the big Jag with Charles in his BMW and Wesley Ferrand just behind in the Nissan. I beg you, it's not. It's Ros. Oh, sorry, man. Ronald Charles in the white
Ronald
BMW.
Charles.
But who's in the Capri here?
That's Peter Grobler.
Okay, sorry, they're lapping Peter Krobler. Well done.
Yes, yes.
Brandon Phillips has gone into the pits and is in the pits, so... Okay.
That looks like a drive-through.
I don't know. Could be. Yep. He's out the pits and going. Oh, James Leach runs deep through Yuksko, and Van Niekerk is looking to capitalize as they literally they might get one lap in. Where is Adrian now? He is going up towards Leeuwkop with 20 seconds to go. Wow.
Did everybody put in enough fuel?
Good question. Good question. Right, Nell coming over the kink.
He's cutting it close. Not seeing him lift, so
he's flat out, buddy.
probably.
Okay, one lap.
He's going for another lap.
Yep, he was too
He must
quick.
be feeling confident with the amount of fuel there and hoping that somebody behind him is caught out by his actions.
Philip Minnow goes under the bridge in second in his De Tomaso. Marco Grasser hammers it into the pits. Marco Grasser doing a drive-through or a stop and go. Is he stopping? He is stopping. Marco Grasser didn't have enough fuel. So that puts James Leach up into third place. Oh, it's all going on, sis.
Costly mistake.
He was 1 liter too shy, or 2 liters.
Ryan Skywalker bumps back to pits.
Skywalker and Dylan Dawes in the pits.
No, that's the second race that Skywalker loses out on the last lap.
Wow. Bradley Taylor now up into 5th place in the big BMW. Mark Henneberry up into 6th place in the RS Capri. Brett Krokkamp howling along in his orange BMW in 7th place. Bjorn Buchner in the Gulf liveried Porsche 8th. Okay, so 10th place has changed. Look who's in 10th place.
That's Marco Graka.
Marco Graka, sorry, just ahead. Waldo Swiggers is up into 9th. Let's see. As the guys finish up ahead, he looks like he's far enough ahead of Stoffmehl in the Jag and Ronald Childs. So Marco's definitely going to be holding on to this for 10th. Unless he runs out of petrol.
Well, he did make the stop, so the question is, did he put in enough fuel?
Yeah, well, we're about to find out as he thunders up towards Leeuwkop. Ryan Hill on YouTube complaining about Skywalker and fuel again. Unbelievable. Carl Steegs there. How's it, Carl? Fuel be short he is. Yep, guys are a little bit shy on fuel. So, Marco coming over the line for 10th. He's going to do it. That's going to cover the first race for now. It's
that puts him on pole for the next race.
What a first round. What an awesome race. Listen, we expected a bit of oofs and ahs here and there because of the nature of these cars and the handling and down at the bottom.
I'm fully expecting everybody to become more comfortable with these cars as the season progresses.
Exactly.
It's a bit unfortunate. Saw some unfortunate crashes. Grobler, I don't know what I would have done in Grobler's position. He reversed onto track, or what looked like onto track, but he was also right at the apex.
Yep.
There isn't much you can do.
As we see James Leach Sr. throw the anchors and break the car down to a standing stop on the main straight. Tommy Leary Moss laughing away. Yep, Blake Kruger, how's it? That was awesome. James Crook is also there. Great entertainment this.
I see Blake Kruger saying Graka should close his headlights.
I saw that.
Save the fuel.
Yeah. Okay. Everyone's back in the pits. And let's...
Hopefully everybody will adjust their strategies accordingly. Add that extra lap of fuel.
All right. Well, let's see who's where. Pole position. What camera is going to work for us? Nothing. It's got Waldo. Okay, there we go. It shouldn't be Waldo Swiggers in 10th, but our timing systems are still catching up. Thunder's still around, but here we can see it's a De Tomaso. That should be Marco's car.
Yes.
Next to him, car 45 is the Toblerone Porsche, and I think that is Bjorn Buchner is behind. Waldo. Is Waldo in that car? Okay.
Yes.
All right. The timing screen doesn't list Marco as being in pole at the moment.
Bjorn Buchner behind him, Brett Krokkamp, Mark Henneberry in 5th.
Oh,
Bradley
Canterbury.
Taylor
Yep.
in 6th.
Bradley
Hein
Taylor.
van Niekerk. The Johnny player special there. Oh, that looks beautiful.
Bradley Taylor
And
in the
behind
beer.
him,
Yep.
James Leach.
James Leach is in 7th place.
Philip Minnar in 8th.
Yeah, we got Philip in the De Tomaso. Adrian Null in 9th. And Senna Stoffmel in the Jag in 10th with 10 seconds to go. We're going to go back up. We're going to be on Brett Krokamp's, I beg your pardon, Bjorn Buchner. Yeah, I'll let the
All
timing
red.
screen sort out. Red lights, here we go. It's go.
And away they go. Marco definitely making sure that he's getting a good start, not making the mistake that Philip made in the first race.
Okay, timing screen sorted out, and Marco is hammering it down the straight. He got a great pull off, but the John Clay Special Porsche is also got a good jump just ahead of Bjorn Buchner.
All about just cautiously approaching this
Brakes,
this
people.
first corner.
Oh, and the whole field piles through. We're just having a look, and everybody seems to have got through cleanly.
Here and there, people running slightly wide and into the kitty little, but I think it's looking good.
That's awesome. What a sight. This whole field of 25, 26 cars streaming through Barbecue and Yuxco.
I'm gonna say this: going for corner after corner next to one another, right at the start. This is tough driving.
Oh, this is Hein van Niekerk in the John Player Special car, and he's keeping it nice and clean through a clubhouse and all over the back of Munoz de Tomaso. Okay, catch a breath.
Clearly takes a while for the pack to breathe up a bit. These cars, even though some of them might favor corners over straights here and there,
Yeah.
I think they're still relatively well. They're nicely matched for one another. It makes
Thunder and
for such
lightning.
entertaining racing.
I've just also seen that Hein van Niekerk, the black Porsche, is also a 73 car. You can see it's got the same little tail
Oh, yes.
as Bjorn's. So they both run in the older versions of the car. Further back down, let's see what's going on. We've got position changes. Krokamp. Oh, they're 3 abreast. 3 BMWs. No, it's 2 BMs and the Nissan. It is Wesley Ferrand dicing with the BMWs. And Wesley goes around the outside of Taylor. Now on the inside. Now they're all next to each other. Ooh, hold your breath.
Wesley getting squeezed there.
Wow. He's boxing with the big BMWs, is Wes. At least everyone's going and no one's been turned around. And these BMs come into clubhouse next to each other.
Looked like there was a little bit of a door banging there, but not enough to get the cars out of shape.
Right, Wesley, we're going to go to helicopter view. Yeah, and there's the Corvette. Oh, there's contact, the Corvette, and now the BM gets turned around. Wesley takes to the sand, and there's a whole lot of drama behind him. Everyone's spinning. Wesley's managed to keep it going.
Looked like Ryan just ran wide.
Yeah, Ryan Skywalker, he's a bit of a, he needs a doctor or somebody to help him with his the way he's driving that Corvette. He was sideways everywhere, and like 4 people, he's just come out the pits now. He's back on the main straight.
Yeah. I mean, as much as I'd love to see the cars go sideways, you need to be careful.
Yeah, he's disconnected. Ryan's had enough. He's gone. Okay, let's get our breath back. Leach and Null having a good race here in 6th and 5th. Leach running wide. Null goes up the inside through Crowthorne. Excuse me. So Ryan Skywalker, obviously there was too much damage on the car, and it maybe teleports him back to pits. He came out the pits, went down to Crowthorne and disconnected. So I think there's a problem there somewhere. Leach goes up the inside of Null. Oh, there's 3 Porsches here now. Bjorn Buchner's come into play. Krokamp watching this all ahead of him. Oh, these are sideways round clubhouse. Bjorn Buchner also coming up the inside into the S-bend. He brakes a little bit and lets Null settle down in 6th.
That's a tight space to squeeze in.
Yeah, that wasn't the fight to pick right there, Bjorn. Bjorn going far way around Leeuwkop, and I'll tell you what, Brett Krokamp, On behind him, there's also a big race. It's Stoffmill, Henneberry, Matthew Boy, and Bradley Taylor all together. All the Capris in the grass.
That was a close one. He just managed to keep it together.
We're on helicopter view looking down, the Jag up ahead, and then we're looking at...
I hope Henneberry is wearing the brown pants today.
Oh, hard on the brakes into Crowthorne, and the Brumos Porsche gets a big slide on it. Wow, the speed differential with these cars down this long straight is incredible. Henneberry in the Capri with Matthew Boy in the little flat 908 Porsche on his outside, and behind them is Bradley Taylor in the black BMW.
These Oaks are really pushing one another.
Oh, and the Jag's being turned round. The Porsche and the sorry, that was Stoffmel and Dirk Brandt coming together.
No.
Did you see it? Did you see it happen?
I only caught the backside of Dirk sliding sideways. Not 100% sure what happened there.
Let's go back up to the front with 14 minutes to go. And it's De Tomaso's 1 and 2. Grasser from Philip Minor not too far back. And Waldo Swiggers hanging on to a solid third place here. 125s. Van Niekerk 126.5. Nel 124.8 in his Porsche. As we see Marco sliding a little bit, allowing Minor to catch him a little bit. First and second, only half a second apart here, Sus.
Yeah, these cars are quick. They showed it at the start of the first race. But it felt like they were just slightly too wide and unwieldy to handle for the entire race.
They are 100%. There's my man Chris on the YouTube channel. Chris, how nice did the BMW sound, buddy? I'll get one for us just now. And the De Tomasos was a very strange concept with the Italian design running a Cosworth Ford V8 motor in them.
That is an interesting choice.
Yeah, I don't know the whole story, but they were performance machines in that day. Kraukamp and Buchner swapping positions, so let's drop down to 7th. Kraukamp in the big BMW wailing up the hill towards Leocorp. Oh, Van Niekerk and Nel also just ahead of them. The two Porsches, it's the 74 911 ahead of the 73 911.
Yes,
it's Nel ahead.
Nel
Yep.
just managed to squeak by, I think. But Hein is not letting up.
Not at all. As he pulls out of the draft and they go down the straight next to each other. Thunder and lightning still all around us.
Who can brake later?
The De Tomasos, they've changed positions. Oh, nice one. The Porsche's also changed. We're going to go to the lead. Minor's gone to the lead. He's just past Grasser through Crowthorne.
And Grasser must have made quite a big mistake.
Yeah.
Because he's a second behind Minor now.
He was very sideways into Crowthorne, and I think Paul Minor had his car a lot more under control. Although in saying that, they come through Clubhouse Sunset sideways, both of them. Exit of Clubhouse clean, and I tell you what, Waldo Swiggers isn't that far back either. He's 1.4 seconds off the back. You can see his Porsche with the headlights on.
His mouth must be watering right now.
100%, 100%. Oh, it's been an awesome series so far. Great opening round to the simLegends series, and hopefully we get a lot more people joining.
In 6th position, James Leach is right on the back of Tane.
He is.
With Hein. Hein was doing well to keep up with Adrian Nel, but he must have made a mistake somewhere, which allowed Adrian to pull away.
Maria Skuman on the YouTube saying Philip's going to take the win here. Oh, look at these Porsches sideways into Crowthorne. It's unbelievable to watch this. They really put on a spectacle, these cars, that's for sure.
Oh, they definitely do.
And they look gorgeous, you know. They're not stuck to the ground with aero and and diffusers. They old school. Look at this. Oh, James!
Almost collects the back there, but manages to keep it out of the... oh,
James,
wow.
I think he was
Just
trying to
misses,
go around that corner without touching the brakes.
just misses the barrier there. Yo.
That's allowed the BM Crocums caught him and goes past in the 3-litre BMW. James having a whale of a time with his whale tail Porsche. Through the SEs and up the hill now to Crowthorne. I promise you, I didn't see any brake lights coming into sunset.
Down in 19th position, Peter Grobler is right on the back of Shiraz Dada. But Shiraz is managing to keep that Beamer very wide on track.
And it is a wide car, and the Capri showing a little bit of battle scar on the right hand side there. But Shiraz's BMW right on the racing line, and Grobler having to just follow him up towards Leerkop. Going back up to Stoffmel and Brunt, there's a whole lot going on here. The Jag and Dirk Brunt, who had a spin just now with the Brumos Porsche, and they're dicing again. Great stuff to see. And
up ahead, Wesley Ferrand just made a neat overtake on Bradley Taylor there.
So Ferrand in the Nissan and Bradley Taylor in the black BMW. This would be my friend Chris DeSantis' favorite car. We'll just watch this go around the track, because Chris is just so in love with BMWs. Wesley driving the Nissan a lot cleaner, while Taylor is showing the tail happy tendency of the big powerful BMW as they go through the SEs and up the hill towards Leerkop. Still got thunder and lightning around. There's a flash. There it is. And onto the start finish straight. This is where the drivers could have a good rest and look around and maybe have
almost a Paul Ricard vibe.
Yes, very true. It's got a huge long straight. And now we see Taylor coming down the inside of Wesley Ferrand. So the big
Is Wesley going for the cutback though?
Are they going to brake in time? Oh, Wesley's far out on the outside of Crowthorne and going around the outside. He's still next to Taylor, and
there.
Wow, he hangs on to it. That's a different line round there.
Yeah, I was suspecting he might be aiming for the cutback, but I think Taylor just braked enough to not cross over the line that Wesley would have taken there.
Sorry guys, we've actually missed a whole big change up front here. We've still got Minnar leading, but Swiggers is now up into second, and Marco down into third with Null all over the back of him. So Marco's had a drama somewhere in his De Tomaso, and that's allowed Swiggers to go past.
He is not. Oh no, as I wanted to say, he's not making it easy for Null to get past.
And then he runs wide. So he's down into fifth. Leach Senior and Dawes further back, also changing positions as they go down the main straight. We'll watch from the helicopter view to look at comparative speeds. The De Tomaso pulls up behind the back of the Porsche out of the slipstream, but he doesn't go any quicker. So there's a little bit of elastic banding going on here as they come down to Crowthorne.
They're right next to one another at Crowthorne, though.
The Porsche taking a wide line through Crowthorne.
That wide line definitely looks like the faster line to take.
I agree.
You need to be careful as the inside driver to not run too wide.
Yes.
And push the other driver off track.
Marius on YouTube saying Marco's car seems to lack lateral grip. The suspension looks too soft. Yeah, possibly. Remember, these are running with an element of, as we have some thunder and lightning. I think they are reasonably fixed setups.
Yes, from what I remember, it's tire pressures, some gearing, and that might be it.
Okay.
Oh, and fuel.
And fuel, that's right. Tweak. Yeah. So there's no BOP modifications being done yet, but I think maybe just to get some of the other cars into the races that we might consider that next season.
Yes. There's loads that you can do, but you first need to run a season and see what the cars are like and what they end up doing.
Let's watch James Leach as he's right up behind the back of Krokamp's BMW with Bjorn Buchner just behind. The three of them down the straight through the kink now.
Oh, Leach is pushing hard to try and catch him there.
It is. Oh,
I'm
the
sure.
sound.
Yeah, even though the kink is flat out, I'm sure that must be a terrifying corner to go through.
Yeah.
You're pushing what that car, what the car can do.
Yeah, that's where I grew up. My old man used to bring his company van there, and Leach runs very wide through Yuksko. He likes that wide line into the grass, but he lifts. He's braking now for sunset, so trying to hang on to the back of Krokamp. But I remember coming here for 8, 10, if not more years. My old man bringing his truck, and he'd put a scaffold on top of the truck, and they'd throw tarp over the top of it, and we'd be here for 4 days straight, and the grown-ups would just drink beer. I just remember hundreds of tins of beer all over the place. It was an education.
I'm sure your ears must also have taken quite the hiding there.
It was from one of these races. I clearly remember the BM and the yellow Porsche, and the wailing noise when they came through the kink. It was unbelievable.
I mean, these are the type of cars that you can feel the sound coming past.
Yeah, listen to this as they come down the straight. This camera view is amazing. And then this view as they come into Crowthorne sideways.
In third, Adrian Nel is right all over Waldo Swiggers there for second position.
Got him with 3.5 minutes to go.
So a win not likely for Adrian, but he can most definitely still get back to second. He's had a really good drive from 10th there.
There's a slow BMW up ahead of them, and they've come through Clubhouse next to each other. Okay, Swiggers hangs on as they go into the S's. I keep on wanting to call it the chicane.
No, but all tracks have a chicane called the S's, or some variant thereof.
True. Let's go on board with this Porsche as we watch the speed. Revs going up to 8,000 RPM. The speed at kilometers an hour, now through 200 as they hit the kink. Flat out 230, 240. He moves to the pit lane. He's next to Swiggers. The needle's going through the 250 into the 260, 270 range. Hard on the braking at 300 meters.
Swiggers closes the door there.
How impressive is that?
But there's likely going to be 2-3 more laps of this waiting for them.
There is. As we come...
This will be the race to watch.
We watch them going through Yuksko. Coming now towards sunset. Lovely to see the hundreds of thousands of spectators lining this track. This, of course, before the days of TV and game consoles. As Null throws it down the inside into Clubhouse, Swiggers runs a little wide to avoid contact. They're next to each other now. Null gone through into second place. Swiggers lets it go. He's going to hang on, and he's going to do the reverse draft down the start-finish straight.
Taking two slightly different lines there, it seems. I don't think Swiggers is close enough to catch that draft.
Well, let's see. We're going through the kink. Same speed differential. Doesn't look like he's any closer. He didn't get as good a drive through Leocorp, but it looks like Null's holding him off. 300 meter board, 200 he starts braking late. Car gets sideways, they carry the drift, four-wheel drifting into Crowthorne, straighten it out and down the hill towards Barbecue.
Just quickly checking if Minar up in front. He looks to be rounding Leeuwkop right now.
Okay.
No, sorry. That is Sunset.
Yeah, now into Clubhouse as he brings the De Tomasa through. I'm just looking further back. There's some close racing everywhere here. Yeah, Dawes and Brunt. Sorry, I was going to go there. They've just swapped position down the main straight. Oh, Brunt in the...
Big tank slapper
the
there.
huge one. I don't know how Dylan Dawes kept that Porsche in a straight line, but
he went very wide catching that.
Brunt in the 74 version of the Porsche 911 chasing Dylan Dawes in, I think it's a 68 Porsche 908. And going further up ahead,
Philip just makes it past for the final lap of the race.
Okay. Wesley Ferrant in his Nissan, chasing hard the back of Mark Henneberry, who's chasing Bjorn Buchner as they go down the main straight. The Nissan versus the Capri versus the Porsche. As Minnow starts the final lap, and Donny van Rooyen's unfortunately just disconnected. And Mark Henneberry on Bjorn. Bjorn going defensive up the inside into Crowthorne. Oh, hard on the brakes.
Oh, has to really get on the brakes there.
The Capri and the Nissan, both of them sideways. And the Capri gets a huge tank slapper on. Today. And he's run deep into a barbecue. So Wesley does go past in the Nissan. Mark Henneberry just manages to straighten everything out in that Capri. So Wesley up into 10th place. Up ahead, Van Niekerk is half a second back. And Van Niekerk on Marco. Minnar, is he one? Minnar coming.
He's coming up to the main straight through
Here
the
he
kink
comes
right now.
So well done Philip, as he gives the De Tomasa a wiggle over the start finish line. That's a first for him. Adrian Null is second. Waldo Swigger's third. Marco Graka. And there's car. Oh, where did we go there? The cars were flying down the straight.
Sure.
I don't know why I changed views, man. Did you see that?
I saw that. I'm not 100% sure what happened.
Watch Wesley in his Nissan, flat out into Crowthorne, bang! Yeah, and here's where people just hammer the cars to pieces. I'm sorry, I just clicked on another car and lost view of the car that was up in the air there.
Stoffmill and Dawes.
There we go, ladies and gents. That was it. 2 races of the simLegends series, the classic GT Tourers from the 60s and 70s. We're going to try and go and find somebody for an interview here.
Yes.
So you go and do that for us while I change our view. Going to put it on the countdown, but I'm going to turn the video off.
Okay.
The audio video.
I do have Adrian Nel ready. Okay.
Are you there? I'm there. Okay, we're good. There we go.
Hello, Adrian.
How you doing?
Fine, thanks yourself. How was that first race, man?
Yo, was tense. I had a few moments I was like, I'm gonna lose it, and then I caught it luckily.
That was impressive to watch, man. Did you enjoy that?
These cars are a blast to drive. Drive them from the rear, so you just have to control them on the limit, then they're fast. But it's a gamble, I would say.
All about finding that limit and using those big, broad rear tires.
Exactly.
How were you on fuel? Sorry, Sas. Were you okay with fuel, or were you having to monitor the fuel load?
I luckily usually put 2 extra laps in just to be safe, and it actually counted in my favor because I crossed the line with 3 seconds to spare, and then it said final lap, so I was like, oh, okay, and then I looked, I was fine at least. So
awesome, man.
I was actually wondering, were you doing it intentionally because you had enough time to slow down and then let the race finish by the time you get to the finish line, or were you just pushing out of habit?
I was just pushing, and then I was like, when I was close to the line. I was like, oh, 3 seconds left. I'm like, oh. So I could have actually just finished the race, and I was like, oh, did I like spoil some people's race? Because it's
It
going.
ended up spoiling some people's race. I think Graka ended up having to pit for fuel.
You ran one lap too long, man. The guys ran out of fuel, dude.
I'm so sorry.
Awesome. And we've got Philip's here as well. Philip, are you there, sir?
Yes, yes.
Hey, buddy. How are you, man?
Sweaty.
Did you enjoy that? Seriously, how much fun was that?
That was the most fun I've had in an online race in a long time.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I think, the intention was the discussion Ryan and Jason and myself had early on in the year. It was why don't we do this classics thing? And I was still thinking classics as in like group C's or something like that. And then Ryan was talking about, Jason actually mentioned running the Galaxy and the Mini series, which is in the 60s. And Ryan suggested this one, and we knew about the car pack. So, the decision was to run this and then also to tie the setups down to make it more entertaining. And you guys certainly put on a show tonight, man.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw, but I went over the line with exactly, I think, 0.5 seconds left or 1 second left. I did the same as Adrian.
Yeah.
So, I tried to slow down and it didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't work quite that well.
Almost fully
how
break.
was the handling of that Pantera? It looked like Rocco was struggling to keep it consistent closer to the end. Were you finding that it was falling off or doing something strange?
Look, the tires were falling off definitely after 25 minutes, and then it's gone. So we were sliding. I had to slide a lot through corners instead of keeping it smooth.
Yeah.
That's the only place we can catch these Porsches. But we sure as hell caught them on the straights. I can tell you that.
Definitely. I tell you what, you need to go and watch the stream back. Skywalker, who was in the big Corvette, you want to see that thing go down the straight. He was at the kink when the cars ahead of him were going under the bridge, and he got to Crowthorne before them.
Jeez.
He was flying.
But then he couldn't stop. It would go straight through Crowthorne and just hammer into the tire barriers. It was he had a really rough time. I don't actually know what happened there, but guys, it was amazing to watch you guys. And even though you say you have to go sideways around the corners, you were still doing quick lap times. I mean, you were competitive, all of you.
Yeah, Adrian was Heat 1. You were on a different level. I couldn't do. I don't know. Heat 1 didn't have pace. Heat 2 somehow got pace, but
okay.
Yeah.
Adrian, what do you put it down to, buddy?
I don't know. I just like driving these cars. It's all heel and toe and all that.
Awesome.
We can see the next races because this is like a classic track flowing. You have to apex it late, get on the power early, and then I did a bit of testing on the other tracks, and it's more modern tracks. So you have to it's a different driving style. So let's see how I can compare the other tracks.
Okay, interesting. So the cars are going to prove different results at different tracks, which is ideally what we want. But we are obviously trying to also select the olden day tracks. You know what I mean? So let me just try and go and find that quickly. As far as I understand it, it was supposed to also be like the old Monza, I think, and so on and so forth.
So next track is Donington.
Donington, yeah. Unfortunately, but that layout hasn't changed too much. But then there's Imola, and then Daytona, Sebring, and Watkins Glen. So I'm not too sure if they mod tracks or older tracks, but let's see how it goes, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Gents, I'm going to say thanks very much to both of you. Congrats, by the way, obviously. And thanks for coming in and having a chat. It was awesome to watch you guys in this the first round of the Legends series. Thank you very much for putting on an awesome show here, guys.
Not a problem.
Cool, man.
I enjoyed it as much as you guys.
Excellent.
Oh, I enjoyed it so much.
Grand. Good. We'll catch up with everyone at the next round.
Cheers.
Cool.
Ciao,
Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Cheers, everybody.
So, Sas, there we go, man. That was a great way to start the week off after Monday, and an awesome series, you've got to admit.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. It's making me wish that I could have seen these in person.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been quite the experience, but luckily we have this to look forward to every 4 weeks or so.
Yeah.
There is still the race happening on Wednesday, so if you're keen, thinking of joining, you can go to simracesa.co.za, sign up there, and we can get the process going for possibly joining.
That's it. So if you are interested, as Sas said, feel free to go to the website at simracesa.co.za, fill in a submission form, and the admins will get back to you, and we'll go from there. Good. Yeah. That's it for me for tonight, Sas. Any last words from your side?
I really enjoyed tonight's drift race. Looking forward to hearing what's happening on Wednesday's race.
Exactly. Good. Thanks very much, and hope you guys all have a great evening, and we'll chat soon. Cheers from me.
Good evening, everybody.
Bye.